Hi there, I'm Nigel Worrell from Florida Leisure, or Leisure, depending on which you prefer. And today I've got Orlando City head coach Adrian Heath with me, as we're going to look forward to the 2012 season. We're going to cover a little bit of the 2011 season as well. It's been an incredible year, really, I suppose, looking back from this point last year when you were looking forward to a new season as Orlando City, for everything that you've experienced and winning the USL Pro Championship. Tell me a little bit about your thoughts from the past about how you were thinking last year to how you're thinking this year.
Well, I think the great thing about for the last year was the players had a lot of pressure put on, because when we arrived here, Phil said that we were going to try and win a championship, and on the very first day of training, I said to the boys that I don't want to lose a game this season. So
don't want to lose a game.
Yeah, and then we ended up losing. We ended up losing the first one, so that didn't go down too well. But I was confident the group would be competitive, and I think it was only fitting that we actually won the whole thing, because our league position in the regular season said that we were the best team, and
considerably by some points margin.
And obviously we didn't expect the final that we got, with the drama of people getting sent off and playing for an hour with 10 men, and then scoring so late, and then them equalising in the 95th minute, and then even the penalties. We to take us into penalties, we equalised with virtually the last kick of the game, and then we go 2 up, and then we missed the next 2. So it was a dramatic evening. But
it was topsy-turvy, that's for sure.
And I've had people who were at the game from England who've watched football for all their lives saying it was probably one of the most dramatic games they could ever remember. So it was a great culmination, I think, of what was a great first season. Obviously now, we've got to move on again, and we've got to put that behind us,
and try and repeat it all again.
Yes, and I said to the players after the game, our preparation for this season started virtually the night after the celebrations had finished.
Right.
I've been fortunate enough to play for big clubs where you have to win. When I was at Everton, we had to win the league, or we had to go to the FA Cup final, and that brings its own pressure. The players have to realise that, well done. That's been fantastic. Let's put that to bed. Now we look forward, and what are we going to do going forward?
Sure. So you've signed a couple of players. You've got one in that was on loan last season as well. So that's 3 new additions to the squad. Do you want to tell me a little bit about the players you've got and what you're potentially looking for the new season?
Well, obviously, Lawrence Olam left, which we were really disappointed about. Lawrence was out of contract, and we did everything we could to keep Lawrence. I make no mistake in saying that Lawrence was one of my favourite players.
Right.
Him and Gio were a fulcrum of our team. Giovanni Alvarez, and Gio's gone to Salt Lake. So that was a big hole for us to fill. Now James O'Connor has been brought in from Sheffield Wednesday.
I'm glad you said that and not West Bromwich Albion, because
he's been you know about James. He's been a terrific player in the league, and he's just somebody that we know, and I know well. I've known him, James, since he was maybe 15 years of age. So
and he'll bring some experience to the squad as well.
Incredible appetite to want to work hard, great enthusiasm, trains every day as though it's a match day. So he will bring us a bit of stability there.
He was ready for the move to Orlando?
He was, yeah. If anybody knows James, he's so thorough. He's even been out here already. He's got his own accommodation, got his own social security, got his own driving licence. We haven't had to do anything, and he's just a very, very thorough professional. Anthony Pulis, Tony Pulis' son, the manager of Stoke City, ex-Portsmouth, Southampton.
So what position do these players fill?
They both play central midfield.
Right.
So out of that big hole that's gone from Gio and Lawrence, we think that we've filled them with players, maybe not exactly the same type. They're a bit more probably physical than them two. And obviously Matt Luzanoris is back with us. We had a brief,
he looked
cameo appearance from Matt when he came.
He played 3 or 4 games last time, and he looked pretty good. Scored a couple of goals. Did really well against the Premier League opposition when we played Bolton and Newcastle. So, the great thing about Matt is that he wanted to be here. This wasn't a case of us kept bringing him and chasing him. He was on to us saying, listen, I want to come back. And obviously when things didn't work out for him at San Jose, he contacted us and says, I want to come back to Florida. He's an ex-UCF Knight, and Florida's home for him. So we feel as though we've added 3 additions. We've got a couple of more players that we're really confident will be in
in the next few weeks as well.
Right.
Maybe an announcement on one of them in the next couple of days.
Okay, cool. And the pre-season training, the players are reporting back shortly?
Yeah, most of them have been in and around us. We've got, I think, 12 or 13 in. Right. They went away with a programme, which they started from basically December, and they've gradually been building up. I think Rob Valentino gets in this week, Miguel Gallardo. They have their physicals next week with the doctor, next Tuesday and Thursday. And then we start the following week. So,
right.
The exciting part for me, this is the part I look forward to, because I do enjoy the other side of the game, which is working in the office and being on the phone, talking to other coaches, other managers and people from other clubs. But the most important thing that for me, and the most exciting part of this job, is actually Monday to Friday working with the players. That's where I get my biggest kick from,
Right.
Actually being on the training ground, working with players, trying to do things that hopefully will come out on a Saturday.
Actually, as a side question, and more of a personal question, I think. I mean, one of the things that's always amazed me about soccer, football, is the coaches down on the touchline, when I've always thought you get a better view higher up in the air.
Yeah.
What is your view about that, and where you actually want to be? I mean, I know you want to be amongst the action, but surely you want to see an overview of the play as well. Yeah,
it's strange that I know certain managers have different things. I think the biggest thing for me about being sideline is you can still influence it a little bit.
Yeah.
Sitting in the gods at the Citrus Bowl, I can't influence what's going on. At least when I'm down there, I have an opportunity to maybe pass information on. And
so do you still think you can see the pattern of play as much as you can with your
I think certainly the way that we play, I know what's expected from the way that we train.
Right.
We play a certain way, a certain passing style, and we practice all week, so
sure.
I know where people are supposed to be, and the ball's in certain areas, I know where the players should be. So from my point of view, I'm probably just jealous that they're still playing, and I want to be as close as I can be to it, So
so on that note, I mean, do you analyse players for the full 90 minutes, or are you picking out an individual player to watch for a couple of minutes, or what are your thoughts as you watch a match?
Well, my first and foremost is, as I've just said, that we play a certain way.
Right.
Or we're trying to implement that. I don't like people being able to do what they feel is right for them at that particular time.
So you're talking about tactically you play a certain way?
Yeah. And I also think that, the way that we play, we try and move the ball through the middle of the field, we try and move it, we keep possession. If it's not on, we try and go out down the other side. So the way that we set up to play is very, very familiar to everybody. What I have to do, make sure, is that people are in the right spots at the right time.
Yeah.
I think one of the pleasing aspects from a coach's standpoint was all the coaches this year saying that, I had an email from the Richmond people saying, 13 years he'd been coaching outside of the MLS, and we were the best team that he'd seen in 13 years. And I take a great satisfaction from that, and the players should. But because we work really hard at trying to be an attractive football team.
Sure, but of course there has to be some flexibility within those tactics, because other managers will be out there, they'll know your tactics and try and counter them, etc.
Exactly, and sometimes we'll push an extra man forward to make it a bit more difficult for them. Other times we'll drop a little bit deeper, try and entice teams out who want to camp on the 18-yard line.
The old cat and mouse.
Yeah, we had a few games last year where people came, and quite rightly, they aren't just going to come in and let us do our stuff.
Yeah.
They drop off to the 18-yard box, keep 10 behind the ball, hope to catch you on the counter-attack.
Yeah.
And sometimes we have to be a bit more patient than probably some people watching
Yeah.
We have to move them round and take them out of position and hopefully strike when it's the opportunity arises.
Yeah, I think that's been the interesting part over the Christmas period when you watch the Premiership football. Some of the unfancied teams have gone to some of the top teams in England, and they've literally played that game, and they've come away with points at the end of the day. And
but you look at Swansea, what they've done this year,
sure.
and even Wigan to an extent have had a little rerun, and Blackburn over the last few weeks have suddenly started to string a couple of results together, and people make it difficult for you. They ain't going to just come in and go, oh, let's have a nice game of football, let Orlando win the game,
Yeah, exactly.
Quite rightly, these people watch videotapes like we do of the opposition and try and come up with a game plan.
Yeah.
But we know it's going to happen, so we have to do something about it. It's no good complaining.
Sure. So looking ahead to 2012, you've got the Disney tournament coming up. You've got five MLS teams involved in that, or is it 16?
Well, there's more this year. We've got I think Seattle down here, Vancouver, Montreal, Dallas, Toronto,
right,
DC.
So it's going to be a good challenge.
It will be, and we've got Philly again on the 18th. That's the first game.
Right,
I think we might even have a game behind Seattle, behind closed doors down in Bradenton, because
okay.
they're down here doing some training. It's a bit warmer down here than it is up in Seattle. So, there's plenty of games for us, and there's some really good games for the supporters to look forward to.
Right.
And plus the fact we've got the 3 local universities. We're playing Rollins, playing USF, playing UCF, playing Stetson. So there's plenty of games in the next couple of months.
So the ideal season would be to go unbeaten then?
Yeah. I always say to the players, we want to win every single game that we play. And I know that's very, very difficult.
Sure.
Arsenal's only ever done it once, their team. And, but we have players capable of winning 8, 9, 10 games on the trot. Now, if we can put a few draws in there rather than defeats, once you start on a roll, then it gets very difficult to stop. I want to win every game that we play. And make that message clear to the players.
Sure, and of course, winning again this year would send a big message out to the MLS, which is ultimately the end goal.
Well, we've got some announcements on that. I think today, in the next few weeks, about Don Garber coming to town, and MLS, is a real possibility. What we have to do now as a club, not just as the team on the field, as a club, our supporters have to rally around and show the commissioner that this will be a good marketplace for MLS. We believe it is, but the supporters and the mayor and everybody has to come along and help us with that, and we're confident we can do it.
Right, so that's the message to supporters.
Yeah.
Come out there, get behind the team, show the MLS that this is the town that can actually support soccer.
Well, the MLS have openly said that they need 2 more teams in the southeast. We think that Atlanta might be one,
right,
and the next one will be in Florida.
Right.
And we think we're the best opportunity.
There's a lot of talk about this New York link up, but the infrastructure doesn't appear to be there for that at this point.
That's right, and obviously building a soccer specific stadium in the middle of New York ain't going to be cheap. And I think that the commission has made it very clear that he would like a team in New York. I think it'll be a timing issue of when that can happen. From our point of view, we've got to be ready if he says, can you be the next franchise? Can you be the next MLS franchise? And that's why I say, when he comes down here in the next few weeks, we have to put a really good impression on, because I honestly believe we can be.
Right. Well, thank you for your time today. I do appreciate it.
No problem.
The message for you supporters out there is come and follow the club, get behind it. Let's send a message out to the MLS that Orlando means business, and it's the only place for the next MLS franchise. See you soon.